in. How is it going, everyone? Welcome to Initial D Arcade Stage 4. It's essentially the first one that came out after the original trilogy that was in early Sega arcade machines. But this one, starting with I think it's the Sega Lynchburg or something like that. So it's a completely new system, but the logic is mostly the same. You still have, you know, the cards to have your license and, well, the save. But yeah, we're gonna issue one. Surprisingly, this works. I mean, obviously not a physical card, but I mean, the emulation actually emulates the whole save stuff. So that's good. Wait, how do I accept? Okay, with start. Everything is with start. There we go. Okay, we gotta do this fast because since this is an arcade game, there is a time limit to everything. So for the car, I actually thought what to use, since on the last time I played initially, I played with Ryosuke car. I want to pick Keisuke car, which is this one. I don't know what color I could pick. I'm tempted to pick the black one. That is the one that the girl that was in love with Keisuke used. So I want to use this one. A cool color. I'm not in love with Keisuke, but I just like the color and the car, you know. They look good. I think this thing takes a bit to happen, whatever that accessing is doing, but it's okay. It works, trust me, I tested it. Well, one thing that the game has, just like also some of the previous ones, is... wait, hold up. I think that the sound being fucked up is only in the menus, for what I remember. Hopefully. I hope. Yeah, I think it is. For some reason the menus are super consuming. Oh yeah, the names are localized, unfortunately. So Itsuki is called Iggy, and well, Takumi is called Tak, I think. I don't know why they do that, but that's my car. And I'm here. Yeah, that's me. I guess. Oh, should we really be doing this in broad daylight? It doesn't seem very smart, if you ask me. Also, why do I look like Takumi? Well, I guess there isn't that much customization. I think, yeah, you can unlock customization options later, but I don't know. Oh, don't mind me. Sorry, Mr. Itsuki. You're gonna get overtaken. Now, something that I tested only in the first race, of course, is I didn't want to to test the whole game, because that will kind of destroy the magic of playing it on stream. But for what I see in the first race, these guys are actually hard to beat. Well, not hard, but like they don't immediately go behind you to never recover, you know? They actually are fight a little bit. Also, how is it going, Drano? Banger game, of course. Yeah, it's one of those things that I remember trying to play this game on my previous PC, and I couldn't simply because of AMD. Can't believe that so many problems with my previous PC were because of my video card and not my old ass processor, right? Oh, there's also this. So, this game, when it comes to physics, you know that already the previous games were obviously very unrealistic with the physics. Well, this game goes all out with the unrealism. Like, for example, if I make the steering wheel go all the way, well, I'm not gonna do it on a straight, but let's wait until the next corner, which I don't know where it's gonna be, but for example, not this one, the next one. Look at what it is at full steer. See, like this thing, they really didn't want to have an ounce of realism, which is fine. I mean, I don't mind. I prefer it that way. But yeah, they went all in with the arcade physics. But then again, the game has arcade in the name. You know, it's a pretty cool song. It is manual, right? The guy singing. Sounds like manual, if you ask me. I wonder how many copyright claims I'm gonna get. Though this guy, you know what I say about him not staying behind, I guess it only applies for the first lap, because everything else he stayed very far behind. I'll take it. Yeah. Okay, how do I... Oh. And then the game crashes. Ah, it's fine. Well, to be fair, even if you were good at the 85, you will still get your ass kicked, simply because your car is not powerful. So don't feel bad. You did well. But I don't know if is Takumi here. Is... Yeah, sure. Continue, yes. Don't worry, a free play is activated, so we don't have to waste coins. Like But yeah, we're gonna go against Takumi, actually. Wait, laughing stock as a single word, is that correct? Yeah, no, really. Oh, that's a good excuse, actually. That Takumi... Yeah, like Takumi will be an easy opponent here because he uses the Hachigo. But look, even if he loses, that can still mean that he shows you the full potential of the car, you know? Doesn't mean that the potential is enough to win. But hey, potential is potential. And it seems like it's the same song. Songs might be related to the track. Well, I hope, unless this is bug and we're gonna be hearing this song the whole game, that will be funny. But at least it's a good song. I don't mind. I also think that I'm not sure which game of this actually starts using like completely new music that wasn't using the anime. I know that initially stage 8, which, well, it's pretty far from this one, but like that one uses songs that were specifically made for that game. So I don't know if that's also gonna happen here or no. Because I mean, as much as I like initially, I wouldn't be able to tell you, oh, this song was used or this one wasn't used. Well, I can tell you the ones I know that were used. But... Okay, so it seems that that's the reason why I thought that the races were gonna be challenging, because on the first lap they play super well, and then on lap 2 and 3 it's like they forget how to step on the accelerator, you know. It's fine, don't worry about it. Also, this game also features the change of camera, and this camera has it has mirror, but I mean the previous games had a mirror as well, right? Yeah, because I remember blocking opponents based on that, and I think it was also delegated to that camera, the front camera. I really like the contrast between the sun and the road. It's something that Sega has been doing a lot. That feels like there is a term that is called like Sega blue skies. For some reason, the sky in Sega games has like a very special blue that many games don't have. Like, it makes it look more shiny, more alive. Yeah, got him. Hey, I guess you show me the full potential of the Hachigo Takumi, but I mean, that thing does what it can. Oh, I skipped the points. Nah, it's fine. But what do you mean without your consent? Didn't he allow it to happen? Yeah, that's not canon. Takumi doesn't lose. Yeah, see ya. Well, at least that was a friendly encounter. How long until we don't get a friendly encounter? Oh, well, not too long, I guess. Yeah, make sure you don't touch it. Well, that applies to every car, right? These guys are talking shit about my car. It's what I say. How long until we get a non-friendly encounter? Not much. Well, I don't know how the customs in this game works. In previous games, you just unlock them, and the game told you want to use it, yes or no. Yeah. I think I'm the one that is gonna be showing off here. Alright, so let's see if the song changes here. I'm assuming it will. Yeah. Oh, this is... Go Bit Crazy, right? Is this the song I'm thinking of? Is it that one? Right? Oh, also here, nighttime really looks like nighttime. Like, unless the light of your car is on the road, you cannot see. Well, unless there is also like additional light like that. That's pretty cool, because in the previous game, being nighttime was simply more of an aesthetic choice, but here Seems that you legitimately cannot see unless there is a light. Yeah, this is go bit crazy. I told you. This is a song that was used in the anime. I don't remember when. I think it might have been on fourth stage. Oh shit, they are here. Okay, these guys are actually fighting off a little bit more than just in lap 1. They're actually, well, giving more effort than both Takumi and Itsuki. Well, at least these guys are called two guys from Tokyo. It really seems like Shigeno, the writer of the series, really had something against people from the city, right? People at Tokyo are all, you know, cocky bastards. For what I understand, Shigeno based a lot of initially on his own experiences, so it might be possible that he got bullied by someone from Tokyo, and the result is this. Because for what I understand, most of the characters in the series are from the, you know, the outside of Tokyo, right? I think, I don't remember exactly where the Takahashi brothers were from, but I'm pretty sure they were not from Tokyo. It's something that I don't know. I will have to look at the wiki. Just go at the wiki and put Tokyo and see what it shows up there. Oh, got him. That was easy. I mean, it was... Something tells me that this is probably gonna be that progressively the opponents are gonna make it so the laps that they are gonna go faster is gonna keep going until they reach the final lap, and then you have to constantly be on their rear to keep up. So who am I gonna race against now? The other guy? Oh, no, I actually won. Alright. Nice. Pretty cool. That was only the tutorial. Oh, that's me. No, that's not me. But that's my car. Versus Kenshi. Wait. This is one of the guys from the Akina Speedstars, right? I don't remember this guy. I mean, I remember Iketani on the left, but the guy on the right, it was so, you know, non-important. I don't remember here. Yeah, sure. What happens if you put decline? I'm assuming that you go to the selection screen, right? I think that... Oh, this guy, by the way... That's a Nissan that he's using, right? No, it isn't. The Nissan is the one that Iketani uses. That one I'm not sure. I overtook him so fast I wasn't paying attention, my bad. Oh, it says it right there actually. Isn't that a... Wait, hold up. This track actually requires you to steer more than usual. Well, more than in the first one that was, you know, barely any steering. Oh, and keep in mind that this will also be a track that doesn't have laps, it has sectors. Now, I'm assuming that in an action arcade, you know, making the steering wheel go all the way, it's probably very demanding for your arms. That's probably why they made it so if you make it go all the way to one side, it steers that much, because maybe people in the previous 3 games were complaining that their arms were hurting. Could be. Ouch, my bad. Well, I don't know why I say my bad, since I'm only, you know, damaging my own car. It's not like well, technically I'm damaging public property, since I'm hitting the guardrails, or whatever they are called. But yeah, I guess I should. My bad to the Japanese government, I guess. Yeah, it's fine, don't worry about it. You know, for what I heard, even in the most rural areas of Japan that very little people live in, you have government agents constantly going routine like cleanups and maintenance. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool because it's something that is pretty much non-existent where I live, so if that is true, that's pretty cool. Like, no matter how small the area that you live in is and how little people live in it, you still have the government taking care of it. Pretty cool. Also, what are these points for? Like, can I buy anything with this? Wait, what do you mean on a different course? Oh, because this is not supposed to be Akina, right? We will see about that. Call him, what a shitty name to give him. Uriketani. Yeah, see ya. It feels like essentially anything that is not the races kinda like runs a little bit slower, right? For some reason. Oh, this is the gum tape, bitch. Someone is salty. So at the same time, there is definitely a very well done lip synchronization. Like, the lip synchronization is actually very accurate. So I don't think it's running at a slower speed. I guess it just feels like it. Like, it's pretty clear that the gameplay itself is running at full speed without any doubt. So this is his actual name, Shingo. I don't know why some characters have the normal name and some others don't. Like, I know that here they are essentially carrying the localization from the previous games, unfortunately. But the thing is that the weird thing is that the localization decided that some names had to be changed and some others not. A little bit weird. Whatever. I guess they decided that it was a little bit too late to bother switching it up again. So for what I understand, this is also one of the last arcade games that were localized for initially. I think the next one was also localized, and then I think none of the other ones are localized, but maybe I'm wrong. I mean, obviously the bad thing of them not being localized is that you don't understand the dialogue. I mean, I'm kinda confused as to why they go so far as to translate the names, localize the name, translate the dialogue, but they keep the Japanese voice acting, right? Like, if they really wanted to cover everything that was Japanese, you would want to have voice acting as well. So there is a weird sound I'm hearing. I think it's kind of like when you hit the wall or something like that. Or rather, when something very loud happens. It's like it does a little bit of a distortion sound. Or maybe it's that Shingo is complaining so much he starts to make very weird sounds. It really feels like these guys are not even racing. That they are just following me, because they don't know the path. Yeah. I'm sure it's gonna get harder, don't worry about it. I mean, that's how it was in the previous games as well. Wait, that was a weird translation. He didn't say all of that. Well, not a surprise if they just change whatever names they want to change, right? Yeah. But you want a rematch? Really? Huh. But weird if it's an actual rematch, because I think that's... No, this is not a rematch. We're going against these two girls with the Chile team. So this is not their home tour, right? And she called me Oni-san. So essentially the target audience of this game are people older than her. To be expected, I guess. But keep in mind that this game came out in 2007, I think. Usui, which is not this track. So weird that they appear here, right? Unless Usui is not one of the tracks. That's definitely not their names. I don't remember their actual names though. Simone, that was not the name. I can guarantee you that. I actually have no idea what their names were. There is... I hear it. There is like a weird sound that happens when like decibels surpass a certain amount. Like it sounds like someone is speaking on the radio and the radio is like having interference. That's pretty funny. So I guess that makes it more realistic, right? Like we're actually speaking over the radio and it's just cutting off. I mean, you gotta keep in mind that it's a miracle that the game even works in the first place, so I don't particularly mind. Will be worse. At least the good thing is that the music is fully, you know, fully clean. Something that you can fully listen to. There's also true that the decibels for this game are very, very high. It's one of those games that when it comes to OBS, how is it called? To the sound mixing, I have to basically put the sound on the lowest that I can possibly put. Well, not the one that I possibly put, but like the lowest I normally put. Because yeah, you can put it lower, I mean you can mute it completely. But yeah, it's essentially I think 20 decibels more quiet than the original audio. Because otherwise it will be impossible to, well, to make my voice be heard, but also it will probably sound so loud that you will have to decrease your volume a lot. Okay, it happens. I mean, arcade games usually are very loud because they are supposed to attract people. Like, well, at least back then when arcades were, you know, alive and more full of people, you had to be louder than the competition if you wanted to attract people. It makes sense. Yeah, I still don't know what to do with these points. Doesn't seem like the game is giving me choices. Well, I doubt that you learned pretty like anything considering that you weren't even seeing me. We were pretty far. Huh. That's the same thing she said about Takumi in the anime. Yeah. Sure. As you wish. I don't know if they are gonna repeat opponents though. So far, Zack. You know, this is. What was this guy's name? Not Zack, obviously. Oh, Nakasato something. I didn't hear because of the music, ironically. Yeah, I remember that the anime also mentioned something about an aura around, you know, very good drivers. Sometimes they had silly things like that. A dorky rotary. Who do you call a dorky? Yeah, I'll show you who's dorky. Well, at least both of our cars are black. We're gonna look like we are both trying to merge into the night. I wonder what color. I mean, I'm assuming it is black, right? Like, what will be the color that is the hardest to spot when you are driving? Well, at least at nighttime, maybe. At daytime, probably not. Especially since precisely black will absorb all of the light from, you know. Oh, what the hell? Okay. That was weird. The physics in this game don't expect them to make much sense at all. They do what they can. I mean, it's hard to make a racing game to be casual friendly and to also make the physics to make sense. Like, you gotta compromise one thing or the other. Like, either compromise realism or the, you know, the general appeal of the game to, you know, people that want a more casual experience, right? I also wonder how hard it can even get, because even very sharp corners seems that you can mostly do them at full speed. In fact, so far I had not used the brakes a single time, because I mean there's not any reason to. I also don't even know if there is any sort of how is it called? Any sort of acceleration penalty for hitting the wall like the previous games had. Hard to tell. Go his ass. Though, I guess if I hadn't overtaken him there, I would have lost. But I guess most of the difficulty of this game doesn't really come from driving in itself, but rather from overtaking, from being able to find the right spot, right? Yeah, the points so far don't seem to be giving me anything. Well, if it makes you feel better, it was the closest race so far. Huh. Why do the two night kids want rematches so much? Come on, dude. I wonder if we will get them. I know that in the PS2 port of the previous Initial D games, you have rematches like after you beat everyone. That's a good question. Maybe. I'm not sure about that, but if you say so. This was supposed to be the rain specialist. Oh, and well, obviously it's raining, so I wonder how that's gonna affect the physics. In the previous games, it barely affected the physics. I don't know how much it's gonna affect it in this one. Okay, that's a very sharp corner. It seems that maybe now we will need to start using the brakes a little bit. Might be needed. Well, not just the fact that the corners are sharp, but also the road is very, very narrow. I gotta say that having those very like sharp cornerings, having the car go horizontal immediately looks very funny. Okay. I really don't think the rain has any effect on the physics. Like, it feels that it's just decoration, though I gotta say that it looks pretty good. Keep in mind that this is a game from 2007, I think, so rain that looks like this is impressive. Like, even the effect of the wet asphalt looks very good. I mean, obviously in a game like this that is not like open world and it's simply like a closed track, you have the freedom of doing a lot more cooler things with the with the effects. It looks very good. So why does this guy think I'm trying to show him the red suns? Is that because I'm using Keisuke's car? It's a good guess. Like, I'm fanboying Keisuke so much I'm using his car. My car doesn't have any upgrades, so it's just like it's very regular in that regard. And those were some pretty good corners. Essentially, as I say, I think most of the difficulty of this game will come from overtaking. It won't really come from how technical you are with the corners. But hey, what do I know, right? Maybe I'm wrong. And especially since the difficulty of these first races is obviously meant to be lower than the ones that will come. We will see. So what do you have to say about that? So that reminds me that this guy is pretty funny because this is the same thing that happened in the anime. This guy was shown as being an expert in rain, and if I'm not mistaken, he also was a local in the track that he drove, and he still lost. Yeah, exactly. It's just that in the anime he lost to Takumi, not to me. I wasn't in the anime. But yeah, the thing is that he's sold as this expert in rain and he loses in the first race he's shown. It's pretty funny. No. No, I just took it from the street. Oh, okay, in this game they call 4WD AWD. Because it's like all the way directional, right? Well, that's also what this guy said to Takumi. Obviously, here you're essentially meant to take Takumi's place, as in any of the previous games. These are the guys that use the Lancer Evolution, where Mitsubishi starts coming into play. They call him Kyle. I like the fact that they are essentially the most generic, like, American names that they could have come up with. It's fine. To be fair, I don't remember these guys' names either, so... All I remember is that they were part of the Emperors. Yeah, that's all. Well, that and the fact that they both drive a Lancer Evolution, but if you ask me what their names were, I have no clue. would be nice if this game, just like the previous one, told you what song is the one playing in like the bottom right or something. Well, it's not gonna be a problem after the stream when I get copyright claim for all of these songs. When I look at the copyright claims, it will clearly say which song is which one. That won't be a problem, but I mean mostly to know in the spot what song it is, right? It doesn't really seem... Okay, maybe there is a penalty for crashing the wall, because I think that right there, the acceleration lower a lot. Just that it's hard to tell, like, with how much strength you have to crash the wall for that to be the case. Because differently from the previous game, I feel like here measuring a crash is a little bit hard, since the physics are so awkward. It's hard to tell when you crash the wall and when you simply like grazed it, right? But regardless of any penalty or whatnot, I still win, not by a lot though, guess. He's there. Yeah, I'm sorry, mister, you lose. I guess the one that taught someone else a lesson was me. Well, in the anime he wins this race, or rather is that Takumi loses the race. Don't worry, here we actually win. You surprised me, that's not the canon outcome. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. For Irohasaka, that's the one with the super fucked up corners. I remember that track. Well, I wouldn't call it technical, it's more that it's a track that has like 1,000 hairpins one next to the other. I think that more than technical, I will just call it a slow track. So that means that we're not racing your brother then. Oh, we're actually racing Keisuke. So yeah, it's gonna be a mirror match. Yeah. Because you already lost, you moron. I like that they make the background darker when they are supposed to get serious. So here, for some reason, they technically didn't change his name. They just made him use the initials he has, like Keisuke Takahashi. But yeah, I don't know why they do stuff like this, but it's fine. Well, to be fair, I think for some of them I could understand that the character length of their names means that they have to go with shorter names. So in this case, Keisuke is, I guess, relatively long, and it might not be enough to fit in the little window there. So abbreviating it as KT is okay, I guess. But for example, in cases like Takumi, you don't have any reason to abbreviate it TAK. Because Takumi is 6 letters, like that should be enough. I mean, you already have Shingo with all 6 letters, so why would Takumi not enter, right? But it's not exactly because of length. It's just very random. Like, it's probably the same thing that I complained back when I played the previous arcade games. Just that it's been so long that I do not remember at all. Now the issue is we might lose this one. At least losing against Keisuke is not a bad thing. Like here, well, it depends on how you look at it, I guess. Losing against someone that is using the same car as you are essentially means that you are the worst driver. But at the same time, you are losing against one of the characters that is supposed to be like one of the best drivers in the show. So in that regard, it's not that bad. Like, you're not losing to a shover, you're losing to an important character. You're losing against the same car. Though, to be fair, you can very easily tell that his car has upgrades that I don't have. But for starters, I'm pretty sure his rear wing is bigger than mine. Oh shit, that might be bad. I think that's definitely a penalty. Right, if I manage to keep blocking him, I win. And that was close. That was now the closest race so far. At least against someone that is supposed to be good. So something tells me then that all of the upgrades that you could give to your car are probably cosmetic, right? They don't actually affect performance. Yeah, it happens. What do you mean lose to this? What are you calling this? So am I gonna race your brother now or what? Well, I guess that guy is the perfect example. Kenta, they just named him Kent, even though, you know, there is no character limit issue. Yeah, I can wait. So Ryosuke, they call him Ri. Weird that they don't call him like RT, just like they call Keisuke KT. Oh, so we're actually racing him. We weren't even supposed to weigh that much. Wait, that's not his normal costume, is it? Well, that's a lot of shit talk for someone whose brother just lost to me. Is the other character that is supposed to be good, that I might lose to. I mean, at least I remember in the previous games that beating Keisuke and Ryosuke was specifically harder than the previous opponents you had. Oh, I'm doing this pretty badly. That's a pretty bad start. It's fine. So instead I'm going face first against the walls. It's not very nice. Okay, that went a little bit better. That definitely went a little bit better. And in fact you can tell by the acceleration that there is no penalty. Well, now there might be one, but there wasn't a penalty before. That also reminds me the Bunta race, right? Is the Bunta race something that, just like in the previous ones, you only have one attempt and that's all? And after that one attempt, you are out? It could be. Well, in fact, I hope that's the case. Because otherwise it will look like I didn't beat the game if I don't beat him. And beating Bunta is always a pain in the ass. Well, in fact, you know that in the PS2 port, in the arcade mode of that game, not in the story one, but in the arcade mode, I was not able to beat him. And in that, obviously, since it's a console port, you have as many attempts as you want, obviously. You don't have a limit. He's a little bit too close for comfort right now. Yeah, he's right there. Okay, those were not bad corners, but he's still very close. Okay, that probably was a bad one. The movement looks so stupid though. Okay. Oh, that was actually close as well. I can smell the feet getting closer and closer. Not yet. Seems that not against the Takahashi brothers. We're fine against them. Alright. So what about that? Are you gonna retire from racing? Well, thankfully not. Because, I mean, that's what he did in the show. He lost against Takumi and he's like, nah, I'm out of here. Alright. That was a cool track. I mean, not an easy one, but certainly cool. Now the question is, well, the first question is, why are they reusing the same images as the previous games, I guess. Oh, so I guess we're going against Iketani now. Wait, am I not supposed to be in a POV perspective? Why am I shown from outside of the car? It's a little bit weird. More like the only one. Yeah, sure. So that means that we're probably gonna race against Takumi here as well, probably. Akina is a hard track. There is one section that has a lot of hairpins all together. On the right side, precisely because of the Bunta race, I kinda memorized the whole track multiple times. Doesn't mean I remember it right now, but the memory should go back, I guess, the longer we go. really hard time overtaking him though. Oh, that was bad. Okay. It's right there. So the advantage is closing in a little bit. But essentially, this is a game where the brake is something that's gonna have very, very little use. I mean, it will have use like in corners like that, but for the most part, you are not even gonna touch it. I'm also not very used to see this track on daytime. Usually in the previous games they always show it at nighttime. I think that also doesn't help when I want to remember. Okay, this is the fucked up part. We're definitely gonna need to use the brakes here a little bit. So the thing is that when you get a penalty, it's not like you're gonna go much faster since you're limited to how fast you can go. So at that point it's like you don't even need to brake. Like the game is essentially braking for you. Okay. Like that there is a little bit of a heat wave effect that makes things that are further a little bit distorted. I think that was a pretty popular effect around this time. Because you can tell that it's there, because it's like a very simplistic distortion effect. It's more like it kinda pixelates the area a little bit rather than something more realistic looking, of course. Okay, got him. Well, there's also a little bit of a distortion effect, I think, on the smoke that the tires let go. Essentially, the distortion is simply pixelating the area a little bit. Well, it could also be an emulation issue, but it doesn't look like it. So I already beat all of those three guys. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was out to say. Not all of you are slow, but literally the only one that you have that can be considered fast is Takumi. All of you in the show are absolute showers. So yeah, don't try to say, yeah, we are faster. Oh, actually, hold up. That's the car I'm using. Like the exact same car with the exact same color. Yeah, that's what I was based on. Are all the girls in this game gonna say the same thing? Don't take me lightly cause I'm a woman? I wasn't planning to. I mean, I take everyone lightly cause you all suck. It's not because you're a woman. It's just because you just naturally suck because you're CPUs. You should try being human next time. This girl is the one that is obsessed with Keisuke. What I don't remember is if her obsession with Keisuke came after or before her car. I don't remember if she purchased the RX-7 because of Keisuke or if she was obsessed with Keisuke because she already had it and and she saw Keisuke drive it. It's been so long that I don't remember. I also don't remember her name either, but here they call her Kylie. Is that even a real name? I mean, I'm assuming it is. I never heard that name before, though. Like, I did hear Kyle, but Kylie? Weird. Hey, maybe it's a normal name. So, I don't know if that's just me having bad memory, but am I not going faster in the uphill than in the downhill? I'm looking at the kilometers per hour, and it feels like I'm actually going faster than I was when I was going downhill, which obviously doesn't make any sense. If you're climbing up a mountain, you cannot possibly be going faster than when you're going down. It's fine. It's hard to tell. So, I think that this game is the first one that reaches like all the way till the end of the fourth stage, which pretty cool. But I was gonna say that I don't even remember what opponents appear in fifth stage, because you know the last fourth stage ones are, as I always say, hand of gold and foot of gold, right? And those guys are in this game. They appear in the intro. So we know that those are there, which essentially means that this game covers the entirety of fourth stage. Which makes sense considering that the game is called Stage 4. But when I try to think about the opponents in fifth stage, I feel like I barely remember anyone. I remember the opponents in final stage, but in fifth stage I don't remember. Okay, that was free. That was pretty free. It's to be expected. I think that in this track we're not gonna get a challenge until Takumi shows up. But technically we are all amateurs here. They had to include that, of course. Well, makes sense considering that she's supposed to have a crush on Keisuke, and it's the car I'm using. Alright. So are you coming next, Takumi, or who else is next? No? Oh, this is the other guy with a Hachiroku. It's the guy that has a Levin instead of a Trenon. It's also interesting how well outside of very specific opponents that talk about your car, the majority of dialogues don't have people really mentioning many things about your car, because differently from something like the Hachiroku, it's not like they can talk that much shit about this one. It's supposed to be a good car. Well, at least back when the series are supposed to take place. Like it's like the RX-7 is supposed to be a very, very good sports car in the 90s. If I, instead of this, I pick the Hachirogu, I'm pretty sure that everyone will be talking shit about it. Everyone will be like, huh, you think you're gonna win with that piece of trash, and then when they lose they are, oh wow, how cool that happened. Well, that's pretty much what initial D can be boiled down to. like that's essentially initial D plot. Like, your car is a piece of shit, and then, oh no, I lost to that car. That's what it is, usually. Also, we're going uphill, by the way, I realize. Well, that means that it's most likely setting it up so the downhill race is against Takumi. I don't mind, personally. So I was thinking, what if the sound thingy, where the decibels go high, if it's something that is actually not something that comes from the game, but it's the fault of my speakers. That will be a problem. And my speakers are, well, my headphones, I mean, they are actually malfunctioning. That will be pretty sad, because that will be the second headphones in the year that break for some reason. The first ones I still don't even know why they had to break the way they did. When I say break, I don't mean like physically, like on the outside, but the previous ones that I was using this year, essentially the left speaker stopped working because it just felt like it. I had to replace it with these ones. These ones for the most part work well. The problem is that they are very tight. Like, they feel like they suppress your brain. You have someone grabbing you with both hands trying to crush your skull. That's how it feels like. In theory, in a couple of weeks there's gonna be a replacement. That is not gonna be headphones, but it's gonna be what they call in-ear monitors. Well, I don't know why they call them monitors. So they are supposed to be ear plugs. So those at least won't have my skull being crushed, right? Yeah. Well, technically I didn't tune it at all. It's like on factory settings. I just bought it off the shop. With these dialogues, I still wonder if we will race again or they are just, you know, bluffing. Oh, well, we're rematching this guy, I guess. That's a little bit weird because it hasn't been that long since we raced Ryosuke. So maybe now he's gonna retire if he loses, huh? Are you? Something tells me that you're not gonna follow with what you're saying. If you let me pass... Well, it is true that he's letting me go first. See how long that lasts, though. I don't know. You know, I will assume that he actually will try to overtake. I mean, otherwise, this wouldn't be a race, this will be a time trial. Just with someone following you from behind, but... Well, this game also has a time attack mode. If you don't feel like driving against these guys, you can simply... You can simply drive against no one. I wonder how many people did that in the actual arcade. Because maybe if you come back from working or if you are essentially on the work break, I wonder if like you just want to relax and drive a little bit without any asshole getting in your way. Yeah, a little bit weird though that the rain essentially has no effect on the gameplay. I guess, as I mentioned before, the idea for this game is mostly trying to make it as casual as possible. So if they made the driving harder in the rain, I guess that will go against the whole appeal to casuals, right? Well, it was also around this time that mostly, you know, like the late 2000s, that a lot of games started to try to go more casual to appeal to a wider audience. A good example of that was Street Fighter 4. Like that game released, I think, a year after this one, and that game, even though at the end of the day it ended up being a very complex game compared to the previous entry, which is Street Fighter 3, it had a lot of things simplified, starting by the input buffer. You could make special attacks, you could do special attacks a lot more easily. Around this time it was when they were essentially making stuff easier in the video game industry, so more people will play the games, of course. And in particular, if we're talking about Sega and specifically Sega arcade racing games, another game that got heavily casualized was Sega Rally Championship. Sega Rally Championship 3, it's a lot easier to win in that game than it is in 1 and 2. Well, and Daytona USA as well, though that game came a lot later, like Daytona USA Championship. Yeah, I know. I wonder if you're gonna recruit me for Project D. I do gotta say that the illustrations being the same as the previous games is very lazy. Alright, Takumi. So I don't know how hard this race is gonna be. Yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking. That's right. I guess I'm an asshole. Do you have the intention to lose today? Essentially here, Takumi is it's essentially the bizarre timeline where he never started racing anyone, and the only thing that he's been doing is tofu delivery, and this is the first time he actually races, since we are essentially supposed to take his place as the guy that goes all over Japan to race other people. But that was a pretty early overtake. Pretty early. I have the suspicion that this might take a while. This might be a hard race to beat. It might be. Okay. Oh, that was very well. Well, here, I'm not sure. It's pretty clear that we're gonna lose, but I was expecting maybe to lose for a little bit, but at this rate we're gonna be losing by a lot. This reminds me of the Bunta race. When you race Bunta and he overtakes you, around this part of the track, he has that advantage. Like essentially more than 100 meters casually. So that's a problem. Well, differently from Bunta though, this guy, we should be gaining on him as we are right now. With Bunta, once he overtakes, you're not gonna gain on him at all. Like you lost if you let him overtake. Essentially. But then again, this corners being hard is no surprise for them. He's doing them super fast. Well, the fact that he's doing them fast makes sense, since the whole point is that he used the gutter at the side precisely to do the corner faster. So it's lore accurate that he will do that specific section faster. But yeah, unfortunately here we are most likely gonna lose. But by a lot. By quite a lot. That is a problem. 162. Well, at least the time... The time remaining is not gonna be an issue. Because even with this very bad performance, I still had 6 seconds to spare, but... what will be an issue will be winning, without a doubt. I'm getting cocky. Yeah, this is the canon outcome. Wonder what you would have lost if... what you would have said if you lost. Well, you better tell your dad that you're gonna be late today, guys. If this is gonna take as much as I think it will take, you will be here for a while. We will see. Maybe the game has a pity mechanic, you know? Well, it's something that I mentioned in the previous games, the previous arcade games, that I felt that they had some sort of pity mechanic that made the AI weaker if you lost a lot, but I don't have any proof of that, and it's most likely wrong anyway, so you probably shouldn't pay too much attention to it. Aside from that little hit at the end, that was a bad one though. Something tells me that this might be as challenging as the Bunta race. Except that here he essentially overtakes right at the beginning. And he somehow manages to be faster at the beginning. And you could block him, but I don't think that in a place like that at the beginning it will be a good idea to block. We will see though. Maybe I'm just being too pessimistic and we're gonna win in the next couple of attempts, but the way he does the hairpin so fast is what's getting me scared right now. Cause yeah, you can overtake him here and you can do pretty well in the other places and all of that, but you know, my fear is later. So I did get a penalty after that corner and I'm not very sure why. I feel like I didn't crash against anything. I'm doing this. I'm actually getting stuck on the gutters. Not in the way that will make the corner faster at all. Well, that is the same situation as before. So, see, for example here, I essentially know that this is not enough to win, but there's nothing that you can do, that you cannot simply press pause and then retry. This is an arcade game. So here you just gotta go until the end to try again. It's a shame, but it is what it is. I mean, the other thing will be resetting the whole system, but that will be slower and more annoying as well. Not a great idea. But on the right side, at least here, the advantage was lower. I mean, his advantage was lower, but yeah, still not enough. But yeah. Have you already called your dad? Well, actually here, he cannot call anyone because cell phones did not exist. Well, at least they weren't that widespread in the 90s. So he has the same dialogue. I'm assuming you can skip it. Yes, you can. Yeah, and the rematch dialogue is the same one. Thankfully, you can skip all of that. Also, something that I didn't talk about is the 3D models of the characters. I don't think they particularly look bad, but if you ask me, I prefer if they just were the 2D illustrations that were in the previous games. But yeah, here I guess that if they made them 2D drawings, it probably will look too outdated or something like that. So it makes sense. I mean, considering that they mostly seem to capture the facial expressions and, well, the whole way the character looks very well, I think that they did a good job. Really tell if the advantage here is the same as before or not. Looks like it isn't, but it might just be. Also, when the background is green in the character portrait, does that mean that they are saying something positive? Probably. I mean, even if I could understand what they were saying, as in I could understand the language, I think that the sound of the voices is still quite low compared to the sound of the music, which I don't think it's a bad thing at all, by the way. But yeah, we are not gonna be understanding what these guys are saying. Seems that the hairpins are the one thing that are gonna filter me a lot, because it's not just that I do them slow, it's that he does them fast. And it's the last thing on the track that essentially requires any sort of sharp cornering, so it's a shame. Since they are saying something negative, the green symbolizes how sick they are feeling towards you. The green symbolizes jealousy. Are you seeing they are jealous? They are jealous of losing? Yeah. They are suffering from success, I guess. But yeah, how is it going, Wasabi? Yeah, you came right for the one race that... pretty much the only race that I lost, and the only one that will take a while to win, apparently. So that's an issue. I might take a while to get past this race. On the right side, at least the retrying is very fast. Like, we are already back, right? But the issue is that you cannot like abandon halfway through the race to retry it. Well, and if you can, I have no idea how, because there really is no pause. You cannot pause the game. It's an arcade game. Pause as a concept doesn't exist. Obviously the idea is that the machine constantly rotates between the people that play, right? Oh, what the hell? And we almost fused into a single car right there. Pretty funny. We had to overtake at the end of the day. I mean, keeping him behind for that long wasn't gonna be easy. That's for sure. Well, at least it's a better attempt than the previous ones. But I look at the right side. I think that corner is the hardest one. I mean, the hairpins that come afterwards are super hard as well, but that one, I can never know how to make it so it's not too fast or too slow. It seems to always be a pain in the ass to calculate. Okay. This was a corner without crashes. So just like in the previous games, it's also sometimes hard to detect when there is a penalty going on and when there isn't. I mean, sometimes it's very obvious there is a penalty, but some other times it's not obvious at all. Okay, that was a good corner, thankfully, but unfortunately, this is where the hairpins come and where this guy goes extremely fast. I mean, he's already going pretty fast here before the hairpins even start. Yeah, this part is gonna be impossible. And afterwards, it seems that he does not slow down at all. So if your idea is to overtake afterwards, it's not happening. But hey, you never know. Maybe it is possible to overtake afterwards. I haven't done it, but it might happen. I don't know. I also, something that I also know is if this game even has slipstream as a mechanic. I kinda doubt it. But if it does, I guess being closer should also mean that my chances to overtake should also be better. Okay, unfortunately, if it's there, it doesn't matter. And well, if it isn't there, then whatever we do, we're not gonna go faster. So at least the advantage was less this time, but still pretty bad. 57. This might be the hardest race, probably, because some of the other... Well, one of the other tracks I already know which one it is. It's the one that they mentioned, like Iroha something. That one is a lot of, like, hairpins in a row, but aside from that, unless they decide to make the AIs extremely fast, I don't think it's that much of a hard track, since for the most part every corner is essentially the same. You are supposed to go super slow and that's it. And then there are a couple more tracks, I think, that I'm not sure which ones they are, but I don't know if it's gonna get as hard as this. And I mean, the fact that Takumi is the hardest opponent in the game aside from Bunta, but that it makes sense, right? Supposed to be the best driver in his own show. Bunta is the only exception. We're not gonna see Bunta until the end anyway, so... Okay. I also don't know if it will be much different if I pick manual transmission. Manual transmission essentially has two different modes in this arcade machine, apparently. Like, you can both shift to any of the gears you want, like basically the classic H shape gearbox. But you also have a sequential one. You can just do upshift and downshift. But yeah, I don't think either of them are gonna make any difference. But you never know. Especially keep in mind that these are the same. This is the same company that made Daytona, and in Daytona, manual is what ruled the game. If you pick automatic, you are basically asking to lose. So something that I realized is that in that one part that I crash against him from behind, he gets a little bit of a boost. It's not because I crash him that he gets the boost. He naturally gets like a little, what's it called? Fuck, I forgot the word. Rubber band. Like a little rubber banding boost. he gets there. Well, at the same time, we could leave this guy for last. It's just that I'm not a fan of doing things in not the right order, you know. Especially since this is a game that once you beat someone, you essentially go to the next challenge right away. I feel like it will be a bad thing to... It will be a bad thing to not beat him now. But at the same time, it's proving to be a real issue. Proving to be real hard to do so. I'm pretty sure that essentially the best bet that you have is just keeping him behind you. Because the moment he overtakes you on that final sector, you are dead. You lose. Game over to you. Something that I can also easily say is that this game doesn't seem to have any pity mechanic. Like, you're gonna have to give good if you want to beat someone. Because the game is not gonna get easier for you. Okay. I mean, the biggest challenge is being able to keep him behind in the hairpin section. That's the real issue, because in every other place you can mostly do what you do there, what I do there, and it works. But on the hairpin section you will have to have like a very, very specific racing line to block him, and to also not lose a lot of speed, of course. That's the issue. I won't let you pass. Especially not in this section that is supposed to be the fast section. Well, I guess I did let him pass after all. Oops. My bad. It happens. It's very, very hard to keep him at bay. At least I'm closer than in other attempts, but this is most likely gonna be a repeat. Wow, I did that corner so extremely fast. Holy shit. Wish I could say the same about all the hairpins that come now. Yeah, as you can also say in the, as you can also see in the minimap, he does get a boost before this section, so very hard to not have him overtake you during the hairpins, you know. He didn't go too far, but as I say, I don't think I will be allowed to overtake him here. I don't think it's gonna happen. Hey, at least we are seeing him. It's better than the previous attempts where he was so far that you could barely even see the rear lights. Right there, you can see that he gets those little like rubber band boosts. And at that point, there's not much you can do, though it's very evil. I can understand wanting to give him a rubber band boost before the hairpin section to make it look like he does that extremely fast. But giving him one here, where essentially there's nothing that you can do to go faster than him, precisely because it's a fast section, that's the one thing that it's pretty evil. Because yeah, you make him go faster and what can you do about it? You can just look at him and be like, oh, It's fine, Takumi. Don't worry. You might be the main character of the show, but I'm the main character of this game. So I'll win at the end. Even if it takes a whole season to get there. What an asshole. And that also... Well, I don't know if that gave me a penalty. Honestly, at this rate, I don't think I should try to guess the penalties. Because I'm very bad at it. The thing is that when you have a start like that where he overtakes there, it feels like you already lost, no matter what you do. You already lost, and there's nothing you can do to recover the race. As I say, there is no pausing that you're allowed to do here. So I guess the fastest way, if you want to do a retry of the race, will be to essentially stay still and let the time run out instead of going all the way to the end of the race. That should theoretically be the easiest way to do it. But I don't think that I feel like doing that. That seems pretty lame to do, so I think I'd rather get to the end of the race. So here is where he gets the little boost. I guess it's more noticeable when he's right next to you there. I cannot keep him behind that much. So I tried to do the gutter technique as well, but it's very hard to do consistently. It was hard to do in the previous games as well, but in this one where the handling is a lot more wild, it's even harder to do. So yeah, not much that you can do, it seems. I also think that probably something that you want to do is, even if it's a very harsh corner, you want to avoid making the wheel, like steering the wheel all the way to one side. Even if you're going against the wall, I think it's probably better to not have your car be very horizontal. You just want to mostly keep it, you want to keep it consistent. Then we're gonna take a while to get out of the Takumi pit. And I really wonder if there's gonna be something harder. Well, actually, there is that one track that you do, well, you get a race against a rally driver. That one, in the previous games, was very hard to beat. So in this one, it could be also hard to beat. I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. It probably will be a challenge. Maybe if you want the game to have like a pity mechanic, instead of using free play, you should use the coins. You know, it could be something like that. Because right now the machine is set as at free play, which essentially means that no matter how many times you continue, you don't need to insert any coin. You just need to, well, just press start. So maybe when the machine is not receiving coins, it doesn't feel like being merciful because it knows that it's not profiting from it. It could be. I don't know. You never know how far the evilness of arcade machines can go. As much as I try to not make the wheel go all the way, I think that sometimes it's simply impossible to do so. If not for that setting, you have a button to input a coin. Yeah. Or you want me to press that button? I don't know what's gonna happen if I press that button. I have a feeling that the game's just gonna break, right? I could try it. I just throw in a coin on free play. Well, I press it and I think nothing happened. Like, I think I didn't even hear a sound. But I think that you can put all the coins you want, that I think that the machine is not gonna care. But you know, it would be pretty funny that for every coin you input, like the AI gets slower. That would be funny. But no, it doesn't work that way. No, this Takumi, you cannot bribe him with money. This guy is above that. He's also definitely above my times. He's going very fast every single time. Yeah. Unfortunately, it seems that winning this will be an odyssey. Ironically, in the previous games, Takumi wasn't that extremely hard to beat. It depends on which one, though. I think that version 3, I mean the third game, that one had Takumi as the final opponent, and I remember it probably being a little bit hard. So, yeah. I don't know. So what happens if I insert a coin on the continue screen? No, it doesn't seem like it matters. I think when free play is enabled, coins are essentially just, you know, little copper circles. They don't really have any value to the machine. But I say copper because I don't know what is the material they are made with. Whatever material they are made with. Whether it's copper or gold or silver, I don't know. In that corner, there's been 3 attempts that I tried to block him there, and I fail every single time to block him. Much as I'm trying. It's silver except for pennies. That's nice to know, thanks. It seems that, you know, I predict that it might come the end of the stream and I still might be stuck against this guy. This really feels like the Bunta race. I mean, differently because, as I say before, the Bunta race, if he overtakes you, the race is essentially over. Well, it doesn't seem that much different here. You can overtake Takumi back, it's just that it has to be in a very specific spot. Except even then, it just reminded me of the time they made pennies out of silver instead, since they needed copper to make weapons for the war. That's pretty interesting. I thought you were gonna say they needed the copper to make wires. No, they needed them to go to war. I guess it's understandable. I don't don't know exactly in what place the copper will be used in a weapon, since I know nothing about weapons. I don't know what is the place that has copper. You know, unfortunately here, this is essentially the same story being repeated again and again. I'm not winning this one. God damn it, but I really don't want to go to the other opponents. I want to win against this guy. I don't care if it's gonna take an eternity. Going to the other races here will not feel fulfilling at all. Like every time that I win, I will be thinking about this race instead of thinking about those races. So it feels like a horrible idea. I also think he has the same dialogues he had in the previous game. I remember that Konobatoru from well, the previous games. But I guess that they didn't recycle just the illustrations. They probably also recycled the character dialogues as well. Well, now that I think about it, not just the in-race dialogues, but probably the cutscene dialogues too. Hard to tell, because obviously it's not like I know them by memory, right? No, that big of a fan to know that sort of stuff. Okay, it seems that I completely lost my ability to block him there. Every time I'm trying right now, it's simply not working. Like, it's just not working no matter what. But yeah, we're essentially in trouble. Oh, you can upshift and downshift, apparently, even with automatic transmission, but no, it seems that you can only downshift. Like, I'm trying to upshift and it's not working. But downshift works well. I don't know if that's very useful at all. I mean, you could use it before a corner, but I mean, this is not Daytona, USA, so I don't think it's gonna be as useful as that one. Most likely not. Yeah, I think that it's, well, something that is kind of a constant in this series, that you don't really have an advantage for going with manual. It's mostly you go there if you want to challenge yourself. Seems that I'm consistently overtaking him there, only for a little bit, and then back to the salt mines. The salt mines are essentially these hairpins. But here, ironically, the best thing you can do is brake and let the timer run out, because you already know that you're not winning. So might as well, instead of going through the checkpoints, just do that. You know? I mean, the dialogue and everything else is the same. You lost normally. But yeah, essentially, just brake before the checkpoint. I guess that's what I should do if I cannot manage to be either in front of him or simply close to him by the time that the hairpin section ends. Like, just brake and let the timer run out. Because before that, even if you have a bad start, I think that you can always more or less catch up to him. But after that, you can't. You don't. If the difference is big enough, you're not catching up at all. Well, last time that I had an attempt like this, he managed to overtake me on this fast section, so it most likely is gonna happen the same thing here. We'll say that it's a little bit ridiculous that the Hachiroku is faster than the RX-7 in a section like this, without a doubt. Wow, I did that corner so well. I actually did that corner so extremely well. I'm surprised. None of that matters. We cannot maintain dominance on the hairpin section. Damn, I also did that corner so well. Okay, so this advantage that I have here is the first of its kind. How long will it last? Probably not much, but we gotta try. We are ahead, but I guess we will shortly have to. Okay, I'll take that, but here unfortunately we will have to constantly block, and that's something a lot easier said than done. Especially when he gets the boost that I mentioned before, that he definitely goes slightly faster in one of these sections, in one of these corners he gets like a boost. I think he already got the boost though. But essentially here you gotta go full blocking and hoping to God that it works. Alright, this might be it. It is! Got him! It's shit, I'm the main character now. And that took a while. That took a long time. I think that took more than half an hour. Holy shit. The attempt, once I did those two corners, I knew that that was a special attempt. Well, Takumi, to be fair, you won like 10 times, so you shouldn't feel too bad about it. Yeah, like we are 10-1, or well, 10-2 if you count the other race before. It was just a little impressed. Well, when I meet your dad, we are gonna have trouble for sure. Yeah, I think at this point your dad is basically calling the police, cause you've been out for a while with all these rematches. You better go back. Like, your dad by now is trying his best to put missing posters in every wall he can find. Okay, so we're back at the Emperor, guys. Yeah. I mean, didn't I beat your brother? Or actually, I don't remember which one I beat. Oh, he actually is talking shit about my car here. Yeah. And they named him Fog. Hey, why don't you tell him that you lost against me? So, unless I had a Lancer Evolution, you will say that my car is trash, right? Because all the cars that this game has available, pretty sure the only one that will be technically better than the Lancer Evolution is the Subaru Impreza. Essentially, you will talk shit no matter what. Hey, at least... Oh, this is Racing Hell. This is a pretty cool song. This is the one track that I mentioned before that is essentially a collection of hairpins. Ironically, that's what should make it easy to beat, because that's all it has. Basically hairpin after hairpin. The only difference is that in some of these hairpins there is a little bit of room to do a jump, and one of the AIs will do that jump. Not these guys, a guy that comes later. Essentially, this is the track that has the protagonism in third stage, which is a movie. See, that's the thing. If you don't want to watch Initial League as you think that it's gonna be too long, since obviously it's an anime series, you could watch the third stage movie. But you could also watch the remake movies, but I think that those don't have Eurobit, so if you're gonna watch Initially without Eurobit, like, what are you doing? It's like it's eating a hamburger without the meat. What are you doing? You're just eating buns. You're just eating bread buns, and that's it. Which, hey, it's not bad, they can be pretty good, but at that point it's not a hamburger. Okay. And the final section is... Oh, I thought that the bridge came sooner than this, I guess, no. Oh, there are still more hairpins to go. It's as I told you, this is the track of hairpins. We have a hairpin after hairpin. So I do wonder in which one of these is where they do the jump. I mean, I might not have been paying a lot of attention, but I didn't see any of these corners being possible to cut. It's obviously one of them. We will see when we race against the guy that does it. Racing Hell. Yeah, I wouldn't call this track that. Especially not if we're going downhill. Oh, the slap. There it goes. Get slapped, bitch. The iconic slap. I think that every time that they are gonna put these guys in, the slap has to be there. It's like part of their character. Because he didn't use Simulation 3. Well, but I already beat you, dude. But I guess I didn't beat him in his home turf. That's true. Oh, that was fast.
この先道路はまるでジェットコースターのように急降下していく。これほどダイナミックな急坂下りは他では見たことがない。関東エリア一番のダウンヒルステージだと俺は思っている。わざわざ出向いてきてくれたんだ。俺が相手する。
What do you mean I come all the way here? I was already here.
俺にとってもやり残したバトルだ。ここでケリをつけてやる。約束通り全力で相手させてもらおう。始めようか。本物のバトルってやつだな。
Is it gonna be downhill again, right? Yeah, it's downhill. So it's essentially the same race as the previous one, but at night time. Though this guy is probably gonna be faster. I don't know by how much though. Maybe not that much faster. Who knows? I feel like a lot of the corners in the previous race I didn't do them that well. Well, in fact, I'm not doing them well either right now. I'm trying. At least I do hope that, like, we get next after this one, we get the guy that cuts the corner, and then we don't have to race here again. Because to me, this track is like the opposite of interesting, because it's hairpin after hairpin. The only way you can spice it up is by doing the shortcut, but I feel like even then it's still such a whack track. And I thought that in every single of these games, you know. It's not that it's whack on this particular one, it's whack in all of them. I guess it's iconic the fact that it's, you know, such a collection of slow hairpins, yeah, sure, but like, being iconic doesn't mean that it's good, particularly. Wow. At some point these hairpins are so extremely close to each other that you don't even have room to accelerate. Okay. I don't think I'm doing that badly, all things considered. Okay, I think that's the shortcut. On that one corner. But it's close to the end. So I feel like I remember that in the show it was a lot earlier. Maybe I'm wrong. But got his ass. You know, the real problem will be against the guy with the shortcut. But at least we will learn to see where he uses it, right? Probably. Yeah. I don't know what attack you're talking now. You were behind me the whole race. Oh yeah. Yeah, I got a good car.
悔しいことだが俺の走りの哲学はもう一度作り直さざるを得ない。
I don't think you have to go that far. You just gotta get good. It's fine. I understand the disappointment. Right. So who was this guy again?
意外だぜ。俺の名前は小頭海だ。
Oh, so his name is actually Kai. Nice.
あいつには俺が一発ガツンとかましてやるつもりでいたんだがな。まさにトンビに油揚げだぜ。美味しいところをお前に持っていかれた。まさかの走り屋の一人としてこのまま黙って見てるわけにはいかないって理由もある。俺はエンペラーの奴らより速いぜ。いろは坂最速を目指すって言うんなら俺を避けては通れない。悪いがお前と勝負させてもらうぜ。
Sure. Unfortunately, my memory is so weak that I cannot remember if this was the guy that was the one with the shortcut or not.
やるっきゃねえな。
I apologize for my very bad memory. Well, if he is, we will see it. We will see that in one of the corners he will clearly overtake me. Unless he's extremely far behind me, but I kinda doubt that that's gonna be the case. Oh, I did that corner very well. Hey, hopefully he is the last opponent on this track. Means that the next track will be the one where you beat the rally guy. Honestly, considering that this is supposed to be on a different system than the previous games, this game is still extremely similar to the previous ones, all things considered. Like, it's essentially the same type of progression and everything. Like, I'm sure some opponents that appear in some tracks probably did not appear there or something, but for the most part it's exactly the same. Like, the same track, same opponents. I think the only difference here probably is that you will get Hand of God and Foot of God. But what the hell is this guy doing? This guy is actively going against the rails. But you know, I don't think this guy is taking the shortcuts. Though he's driving very dangerously, but I don't think it's the same guy. That being said, at this rate we are certainly not winning. In fact, I should have let the timer run out there, and I didn't, because I'm a little bit of a moron. But that's fine. So be it. And if you don't overtake him before the bridge here, I don't think you're gonna overtake him later. I have a hard time thinking that you can go faster than him here. Yeah, no. You won't. Well, we will see how hard this is gonna be, but I don't think this is gonna be on the same level as Takumi. I think that it's gonna be easier, probably. Yeah, see, this is the guy that does that, though it didn't look like he did it.
掟破りの地元走り。よそ者についてこれるわけがねえ。だぜ。何もかも作戦通りだ。不満そうな顔してるな。なんならもう一走りしたっていう。
You might be satisfied, but I think your car is not very happy about the abuse that it just got. But yeah, this is the guy that cuts the corner, apparently. Which essentially means that he should be the last opponent here. If there's something I really don't want to do is go against the rally driver on the next track. That's gonna be such a pain in the ass. Like, that one might legitimately, if it is as hard as in the previous game, it might legitimately not be something that I can do today. So we will see. I remember it, well, to be fair, in the console version I remember it taking me multiple attempts, because there were 2 races in a row, and if you lost the second one, you had to redo the first one. I don't think that's gonna happen here, so I guess in that regard, it shouldn't be that big of a deal, but we will see. You never know. There is essentially the end of the third section is where he starts going quite fast to the, well, actually no, not the end, I think the beginning of the third section, essentially right now, is where he actually starts going very, very fast. And not to mention that I'm pretty sure that he overtook me in the exact same spot as last time. You know, one song that should be in this game is Deja Vu, because it's what I'm experiencing in a lot of these rematches. I think that the shortcut in this game is not as exaggerated as it is in the previous games. In the previous games you will gain a lot more time by doing that. In this one, it seems that you go faster, but not that much faster. That being said, he definitely goes faster. You know, I think that this will be an exact repeat of last attempt. No difference whatsoever. Even with 7 seconds remaining. Damn. I guess that is one thing that seems to be pretty clear here. It's pretty easy to have the exact same attempt multiple times because the opponents don't really switch up their behavior or their strategy at all here. And in your case, you can obviously go faster, but the mistakes that you make seem like they can be very hard to overcome, which means that every time you retry, it's like you're doing the exact same thing over and over again. Obviously, it's noticeable here in the races that you lose, since the ones that you win, obviously you should do them once and that's the end of that. The ones that you lose, the time you retry them, you can tell that trying them again is still very similar to, you know, to the previous attempt. So far it's been the case with Takumi and Kai. They seem to be the troublemakers. But they are supposed to be the ace in their respective tracks, I guess. I do like the lights effects in this game. And I'm not just talking about the front lights or the illumination of the track with the light post and whatnot. Mostly mean the rear lights. Like how the red looks when the cars drift. A pretty cool effect. Like a little bit of a, I think you call it Stella. Like that little trail of light. It just looks pretty cool. That's a shame. That was pretty stupid. Couldn't do much there at all. It didn't let me do much. I think that the biggest graphical change between this and the previous games is the smoke. I think the smoke is the one that looks super detailed. In the previous games it didn't look this detailed, but here it looks very detailed. Yeah, unfortunately here I still... It is just a deja vu after deja vu. We are just re-experiencing the same stuff over and over again. Well, here I was closer. Oh, what the hell? That was a very weird snap. The physics, the collision physics in this game between cars is something else. It really is something else. But it's fine. We will do it. It doesn't matter how much it takes, I will beat this. Though, assuming I have to leave this for tomorrow, which I don't know. Maybe I can just beat it today, but... Assuming I have to leave it for tomorrow, I wonder if I will be able to fix the sound clipping, because this is one of those things that it's such a specific issue that something tells me that it will be impossible to find a solution. Like, unless I start trying random settings until something works, it's not gonna happen. It won't happen. I mean, you know that there are some emulators that have a lot of documentation. A lot of it. So if there is a specific problem for a specific game, you tend to have a lot of workarounds or solutions even. But yeah, for an emulator like this, I very heavily doubt it. Not to mention that this is an emulator, or more particularly, this is a game that doesn't even run in AMD video cards. So things like this are less tested since less people can play it, and there is less sharing of information on how it might work. So that's a problem. Yeah, there's not much you can do about it. He did the shortcut right there. Pretty funny, mister. Very funny. These corners at the end are just crazy, dude. Like, regardless of the shortcut and regardless of him blocking me or not, Like the fact that there are so many that are so sharp and so close to each other is crazy. To the point that I even wonder if this is something that can even exist like this in real life. This just seems like an extreme safety hazard. Not to mention that not very kind on cars to constantly accelerate and brake like that, you know. So how can I overtake him here? I guess I can. Once the bridge is there, you just gotta accept that you are not overtaking no matter what. So what is that snap when he crosses the finish line? Does that mean that if we're one next to each other, he will win no matter what, and I have to actually have an advantage? You know, something that I can do here is the same thing that I did on the Takumi race. Before the final checkpoint, assuming he's ahead of me, I can simply brake before the checkpoint and let the time run out, because at that point it seems pretty clear that winning is not a possibility. I think that's the best alternative, probably. Yes, ideally you will want a retry button, but we do what we can. With the absence of a retry button, that's the next best thing you can do. I also still wonder if the upgrade parts that I know for a fact that you can install, if they affect performance or not. If it's like the previous games, it does not affect shit, it's simply cosmetic. Some of these corners I'm doing then surprisingly well. The real issue starts here. He didn't overtake me there, at least. Guess it's an improvement over the previous attempts, but... I lost a lot of speed there, god damn it. Yeah, that's an issue. Yeah. No, damn it, I tried to brake before the checkpoint and I couldn't. Fuck me, dude. Promise, I don't think you even have a handbrake to use. So, like, if you want to stop immediately, you can't. So it wasn't a bad attempt, it's just that the time that he overtook, it was over. Like, that attempt essentially became the same as every other attempt, so yeah, essentially a waste of time at that point, but I couldn't break this thing fast enough. And I don't think that downshifting will make it any easier, right? Yeah, that downshifting doesn't magically make you go slower, it doesn't work that way. Well, it doesn't work that way in real life, you never know. Maybe in this game it could, but no. It doesn't work that way. Alright. This will be tough. This will be a problem. But yeah, can't do much about it. Just gotta try hard a little bit more.
自分の技術に自信がある。
I mean, if I was able to try hard the Takumi race for that long, I can definitely do the same thing with this one. The difference is that the Akina track was a lot more interesting than this one, without a doubt. But that doesn't matter. Still gotta do it.
わからなかったな。今は感じる。こいつは速い。まるで峠センスの塊みたいなやつだぜ。
Still kind of feel fascinated at the concept of a mountain pass. I probably have some of them in my country. I kind of feel like I don't, since we only have mountains in a very specific spot of the country, and I think that for the most part, well, I don't know. I will have to investigate. But differently from Japan, that is almost entirely made out of mountains. Yeah, my country is not like that. A mountain pass is certainly an engineering nightmare. Well, I guess you can say a nightmare and a miracle at the same time. It's both. I don't know if I can What is the car behind doing? It's pretty funny. Don't know if I can maintain the lead for much longer though. I hope. Keep in mind that here his last corners are extremely sharp. Ooh, that was super bad. I probably got such a big penalty from that. He's pretty far behind though, but... No, it seems like we are fine. Okay. Got it. But then... Can we please not see this track again? If it's possible. Man. I would prefer whatever comes next. It wasn't as hard as Takumi. You cheat as good as I do. But it wasn't in one shot. It took like 4 or 5 attempts to win. No, I think I won't, mister. Thankfully, Iroha Saka is done. We can forget about those hairpins. As I say, it's not because of the difficulty, simply because it's an interesting track. Oh yeah, smiling. So I think here they are talking about the hand of God and feet of God. Probably. What do you mean arrogant? I literally didn't say a single word in the whole game. Yeah, sure. Oh damn, he's going ultra instinct. Yeah. Well, Ultra Instinct was not a thing when this game came out, though. That came a lot later. Wait, he actually has an aura on the car? Or no, maybe no. I think it was only a thing on the intro. I will assume that since this is a game that you can play back then, obviously, in an arcade against other people, that the aura is most likely something that you can customize. Wait, this is no control, right? The song? No control by manual, right? Yeah, correct. It is no control. But let's see how much no control we have here. Seems that this guy is already leading. It's a little bit too early for that. He's still there on the lead, like it's nothing. Unless he slows down in one of the sectors, it seems like it will be a very one-sided race. Though you can say that about almost every race. Most of these races are quite one-sided, I guess. I mean, in a 1v1, unless you are constantly right next to your opponent, it will be something that be one-sided. Yeah, I guess just as the song says, I have no control indeed. So maybe after Iroha Saga, it's every single race will be a hard one, most likely. Which means that tryharding season is open. That definitely was no control. Yeah, I mean, it's a new track to get used to. I feel like this one I do remember playing it in some of the previous games, but yeah, what I definitely don't remember is the layout enough to win. I think actually this track in the PlayStation 2 game, this is where you race Keisuke, and I think you race Keisuke here, or Ryosuke, one of those two. Well, that's a very bad start on this track, though. Already starting with a defeat.
しらけるぜ。まったくどっちらけだ。ああ、そんなにいじめるなよ、大輝。俺たち東道塾に比べたら、所詮走り屋レベルなんてこんなもん。レベルが低すぎだ。話にならないぜ。
That's a lot of shit talking.
東道塾相手にまぐれはないぜ。何度やっても同じことだ。やることなんて天地がひっくり返ってもありえない。
Well, to be fair, he didn't get overtaken on the previous attempt. He was essentially leading the whole race. Well, I guess you can say that I overtook at the beginning, yeah, but that's more of, you know, simply the start of the race. I guess technically it is an overtake, but yeah, probably not what he means by an overtake. also gotta say that aside from the sound clipping, the drift sound effect is very loud. Like, it occupies so much of the sound of the game, which, I mean, it makes sense. It's it's about drifting, but it's so loud. It really is very loud. It's probably one of the loudest game that I play in recent times. Really, really loud. Okay, he wants to overtake now. So, unfortunately, with how the physics are, it looks pretty silly when someone wants to overtake and you block them. I mean, it also looks silly when there is an overtake and the cars essentially look like they are about to merge together and they essentially repel each other. So, I mean, you know, otherwise they would merge together. It seems that that's something that they weren't able to figure out how to make it look less silly than in the previous games. Yeah, as I say, it also doesn't help that you are allowed to steer so much from going full steering wheel to one side. It makes it look even more silly. Unfortunately, it seems that this will be just a repeat of the previous attempt, despite the fact that I was leading half of the race. Seems that at the end, just really did badly. I almost overtook at the end, though. I mean, that's probably the lowest advantage that I had so far on a defeat. But yeah, that's still very bad considering that I had the lead for so long, right? Trying to be smooth on the steering, but I'm just going straight to the wall instead. It's not very smooth at all, like the opposite of smooth. But differently from last time, I wasn't even able to keep him behind me. God damn it. Very hard to do. I feel like theoretically, if I manage to get a clean third sector, I should be able to win, because most of the issues came from not being able to do these corners that are about to come now properly. If I can do them properly, I should be fine. Problem is that it's hard to do them properly. These are some very messed up corners. Very hard to not hit the walls when they are like this. Not to mention that when you go to the sides, you also kinda get stuck with the gutters. Okay, I think that here I'm simply gonna brake before the checkpoint because it's pretty clear that we are not going anywhere. So yeah, let me just get another attempt. A better one, hopefully. So yeah, like this, it's not gonna go anywhere. Something tells me that I won't be able to beat this game today at this rate. Like, so far it clearly has shown to be the hardest one. So for all the casualization of the controls, the AI definitely did not get casualized. It's pretty hard to do most of these corners without hitting the sides. Seems like you will hit the sides no matter what. I mean, at this point in the game, every track is very narrow, so the walls will close in very quickly. That's the issue. Yeah, see, for example, at this point, will I simply brake before the next checkpoint, or is this still a recoverable attempt? Because I find it hard to tell. Because I know that on the very final sector, on the final two corners, he actually slows down a little bit, so you have the opportunity to overtake there. But is that something that matters when the advantage is so against you right now? I feel like it shouldn't really matter too much. The problem is that these corners come so quickly to me. So, like, I cannot even prepare the brakes because I am not even expecting them. I mean, differently from something like Akina that I know by memory. This track, since I don't know it a lot, when a hard corner comes, I am not even aware that it's there. But he's relatively close, so we will see how it goes. It seems that those two corners there, I did them as badly as last time. I just struggle a lot with them. And here, even if he will go slower in the last two corners, I think that it's still not enough to overtake. Like, the distance before this is too big. We will see though. That's a shame. Unfortunately, it's not a thing of the distance, it's a thing of the fact that I have no room to overtake, as this guy decides to stay in the middle of the road, which is obviously the smart thing to do, but it's essentially almost impossible to overtake at that point. I think I remember the previous games in some places like that the opponent will go to the side, so you have the chance to overtake. But here it seems like that is not the case. So yeah, aside from doing the track fast, there's also the fact that you have to play with the space. That corner is murdering me so badly. Hey, that's the main issue, is where everything comes crumbling in almost every attempt. I don't know how to do it better. feel like I'm braking enough, but apparently I'm not. It's far from the only corner that I have trouble with. If it was the only one, wouldn't be an issue. There are a lot more. I guess I should look at the minimap. I promise that it's hard to look at the minimap and at the track at the same time. There, I tried to prepare for that corner, but it seems that it might have not been enough. Okay. Will I be able to overtake? I guess I will. Well, here, I think that even if I don't maintain the lead, I feel like I still should be able to mostly... Well, no, I was gonna say I should be able to overtake later. We already saw how tough that is regardless, so... I probably don't want to lose the lead. I'm gonna try my best to block him, but we will see. Okay, that was a very good corner. So with that, I think that this guy is just gonna be left behind. I did fuck up on that last corner though, but that's fine. It is enough to win. Promise that this was the first race of this track, and I already struggled like this. So how is the second and the third one gonna be? I feel like we are getting close to getting stuck so badly. Also, was that downhill or uphill? I wasn't paying attention. I think it was downhill, right? So maybe uphill is gonna be easier. Some clever strategy. I think that you're overestimating me. Yeah, you're definitely overestimating me. So here we have Mr. Smiley. Wonder if it's gonna be harder or not. Oh, it's on the rain as well. I also like how they don't mind just being below the rain like that. No, I wouldn't say it's starting to rain, it's already raining. But yeah, sure. So he's going with a Honda, and this one also has an aura. That's so cheesy. At least the song changed. No, it didn't change, it's still no control. My bad. But this is gonna be uphill though, right? So is that gonna be easier or not? It's essentially gonna be the same track but in reverse, and theoretically it should also be slower. I don't know. The fact that he already overtook so fast is a bad signal. of what's out to come. He's saying that I'm too slow. Come on. Regardless of uphill or downhill, it seems that the fucked up corners are fucked up no matter what. So that in uphill you theoretically take them slower so you have more time to react to them appropriately, I guess. Now, I don't remember how many tracks there were in this game. Like, I don't know if this one is the last one or the second to last one. Because I think that there were either 6 or 7. Unless there were 8. Well, more than 8 I doubt it. Unless they are unlockable, right? But I don't think that's how it works. I mean, the only thing that's unlockable, if anything, is gonna be the Bunta race, right? So, is this guy gonna slow down before the end, or what? Because if he doesn't, I'm certainly not winning. Seems to be getting pretty close, though. Fuck off. Unfortunately, because of that, I probably just lost the race there. It's that overtaking in this game is so extremely hard to do. You're intended most likely to overtake him right there, but you barely have any room to do that, dude. Like, it's like they just put a wall in front of you. Well, that's pretty ironic to be saved by someone with a turbocharger. Pretty funny. The guy with a turbocharger says, yeah, there's more to racing than just speed. Well, believe it or not, I'm not that angry. I feel like lately, in most cases, when something is hard, I still get salty, sure, but I feel like in games like this it's pretty hard for me to get salty because I enjoy the driving regardless of if I win or lose, so obviously I want to win, but the driving itself and, you know, looking at the landscape and all of that, I feel like it's already pretty nice. So it's hard for me to get salty when I play a racing game, regardless of how many L's in a row I take, and here you can tell that I'm taking a lot of L's in a row, but yeah, I'm not very bothered by it, really. Mostly because I also know how these games are. But maybe if it was my first initial game, it would be a different story. Like, I would probably be cursing the physics, cursing the AI, cursing everything. But nah, I already know what to expect, so There's no problem, though. Something that I definitely gotta say is that, considering that this is a new system, they definitely could have at least bothered making the overtakes not look so dumb. Because forget about the gameplay aspect of it, the fact that it's weird, it feels weird to overtake like that. It just looks weird. That's the problem. It just looks particularly stupid. So I think that that is one criticism that I could give. But not out of anger, just out of observation. Like they could have done a lot better with that. But how? I don't know. If you ask me how will you fix that, I mean, obviously you will have to do a whole revamp of the physics and the way the AI works. So obviously it's not like there is an easy solution. But yeah, I feel like they should have tried doing something to make it look at least a little bit more natural, right? At the very least. What I say about enjoying driving and enjoying the scenery, forgot to mention also enjoying the Eurobit. You know, there are many things in the game that make it so I cannot really get pissed off at it, you know. Just a very comfortable experience altogether. Okay, gotcha. That's surprising how it went from one attempt to the second one that fast. I mean, I would have won on the first attempt if I could overtake when I couldn't. Yeah, I guess the smile is not very smiley now, huh? What do you mean, traps? Oh, guess I don't remember if these were the guys that were cheating initially, or if he just means racing traps, I don't know. You get humble? But if the mountain gods are gonna show up now, I'm assuming they are gonna be the final opponents, right? They were the final... Yeah, okay, so this is... no, hold up. The one on the right... No, these two are the mountain gods. Yeah, that's the car from the foot of gold. So, theoretically, these guys should be the final opponents. These are the final opponents of 4th stage. This is also the first time they show up in an initial D game. Yeah, well, God Hand and God Foot. The same shit. Wait, so by that car, are we really going against the Foot of God first? Well, I'm surprised though, because yeah, in the series you race the other guy first, or rather, Keisuke races the other guy first, and then Takumi races this guy later. So that's weird that they went for this order. Even weirder, isn't this the uphill? You don't race this guy on the uphill, you race him on the downhill. But weird. I mean, oh, this is Forever Young, right? Yeah, obviously it is. It's a pretty cool song. Well, very ironic. Well, I don't think it's ironic. It's called Forever Young precisely most likely because it's better suited for people that are older, that they feel forever young, probably. Yeah, I think that these are supposed to be the oldest racers, well, the oldest characters in the game. I don't know if older than Bunta. Hard to tell. Actually, you know that would have been a pretty nice matchup, right? One of these guys versus Bunta. Also, wait, this guy have the actual name? I don't remember if that was his name though. Toshiya Shoshima. I don't remember, but if that was his actual name, why would you not only put his actual name but his full name and then use the localization name on the other guys? Pretty weird. Yeah, I guess most likely, if I had to guess, is the fact that it's the first time they appear. So since they didn't ruin their names with localization yet, they want to make sure that in the first time they use it, they use the real names and not some made up bullshit, I guess. Which is a good decision, without a doubt. Just wish that they decided to go with the real names of the other guys as well, you know? Slow down a lot there. And the real question is how they do the final section. Because if this guy does the final section as slow as the first guy, he should be able to win. But yeah, I don't think he will. No, it seems that he actually does the final section fast. Which means that if you wanna win, you have to already be ahead of him by the time you get here. I mean, it didn't seem like he had anything particularly hard. It's just that you have to drive well. Which might be more than what I can do. But I don't know. What do you mean it's driving dirty? Come on, I'm not a dirty driver. Racing line attack. Like, means just driving normally. But yeah, it will be nice because that's what happens in the actual show, that he loses his stamina and he ends up losing because of that. Will be nice if the more you continue, the slower he gets. But no, they are not gonna do that. They are not gonna hand me a free victory just like that. It ain't happening. But it would be nice if it did happen. It also reminds me that the other guy, the God Hand, that guy, the idea is that he constantly shouts while he drives. So if that's the case, does that mean that the audio is gonna get completely fucked up during that race? I can definitely expect that to happen. Will be a shame, but will be the logical conclusion as well. It seems that the behavior of this guy is that he slows down on the second sector, and then on the third and the fourth one, he seems that he mostly keeps a constant speed, which means that the moment you make a mistake, he's gonna overtake. So yeah, that's the hard part, not making mistakes. That is quite an issue. Man, these corners are so fucked up, no matter what. I don't know how much it will help me to have someone in front of me though. Also, I just realized there was kind of a pseudo shortcut in one of the corners. Which, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, this guy takes it in the show though. I think it was a more fucked up shortcut than that. Or maybe it was just very hard to make it more fucked up than that. But, you know, I cannot maintain the lead on the final sector, it seems. It's very hard. Yeah, it's not a show. It might look like I'm fucking up, well I am, but it's not that I'm doing it by, I don't know, accident, I don't know how else to say it, but no, it's simply that it's hard to do those corners. I'm just simply not good enough to do them. At least the difference was less, but I gotta do better than that. And I don't know how the other guy is gonna be. Theoretically, the car that the other guy has is probably the best one. Because I forgot that the car was in the game, but that one might be the actual best one in the game. I was mentioning the Subaru Impreza and the Lancer Evo before. But yeah, the other guy has a Nissan R34. I think that one might be a step above a lot of this. I'm no expert, you know. Maybe I'm just full of shit on what I'm saying. I think that the R34 is supposed to be a... Well, regardless of the technical specification, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be the most modern car in the game. I think. So, regardless of how much acceleration or whatever it could have, just the fact that it's a newer model might be enough of an advantage, I guess. Now my question is, well, as I said before, if these guys are the two final opponents, yes, but aside from that, my other question is, if Takumi, assuming these two are not the final opponents, if Takumi is gonna come back to be the actual final opponent, but instead of Akina it's in another track. Because I remember one of the games, I think that version 2, like the second game, had, assuming that you could beat every single race, at the end Takumi appears, and if you beat him you get Bunta. Maybe I'm wrong, it's been a while. This guy is definitely doing some gutter cornering. Trying to copy Takumi here. Fortunately, if I cannot overtake him quickly, it ain't gonna happen. I did those corners very slow. Ironically, using the brakes makes it a lot better a lot faster to take the corners. If you instead try to rely on fully steering with the racing wheel, you're gonna end up getting bugged. Unfortunately, that attempt was a lot worse than the previous one. It is what it is. But I'll keep doing. Like, my idea here, I want to at least keep going until I beat these two guys. If after that there is a whole new track remaining, I think maybe whatever is remaining should be left for another stream. But for the time being, I want to beat these two guys today, no matter what. I mean, I'm just glad seeing that these guys are even characters in the game, since I've been wanting to race them since every time that I play the previous games. In the previous games, the climax of the game, aside from Bunta, was the rally car driver, which I don't mind, it's like whatever. I prefer these guys. They are more charismatic. Well, not only that, but the races are also more interesting than the rally guy. I remember the rally racing in the show being, or rather, the race against the rally guy being very, I wouldn't say lame, but it didn't really have anything new to show. It was mostly just Takumi reusing the tricks that he used already multiple times before, just against another opponent, so it wasn't anything out of the ordinary. And not to mention that he also won because he got lucky. So it's one of probably the weakest races in the series, I will say. But the one with these two guys, I enjoy them a lot. Especially the one against this guy. Well, actually no, I think I like them both the same. They were both pretty exciting for different reasons. Ah, shit. That will definitely make me lose some advantage. Well, surprisingly, he's still behind me, but I don't think it's gonna be for too long at this rate. Especially with the last sector coming up and how many of the corners in the last sector are just so fucked up. Starting with this one. That corner is just out of this world fucked up. I cannot do it. It's one overtake at the end and you're boned. There's nothing you can do about it. And overtaking on the final corner doesn't even seem possible either. Like right there, I had enough speed to overtake, but I don't have the room to do it. God damn it, dude. You really cannot let him overtake whatsoever. Whatever. It's fine. Also, were these guys called Purple Shadow in the show? I don't remember that being the case. Maybe they were. Because the game here shows to which group each one of these guys belongs. Apparently these two belong to Purple Shadow. Yeah, I don't remember that being the case, but it might have been the case. I also, you know, when I was testing this game to see if it worked, I tried a couple cars and I think that maybe I'm wrong, but I think there might not be any gameplay difference between the different cars. At least in terms of handling. I don't know when it comes to acceleration and top speed, but top speed I think is something that, if precisely what initially teaches you is that top speed matters nothing, that it's completely irrelevant. I think that in terms of anything, the cars, they probably drive similar, but maybe I'm wrong. I mean, it's not like I tried them for a long time. I just tested like the first race and that's it. I already kinda knew that I was gonna pick this one simply because I wanted to, you know, to have used the two Takahashi brothers cars, and this one is the other one that I hadn't used. Shit, man. I can't believe that I'm fumbling this corner so badly. I have a minimum advantage, but if I crash against any of these corners, it's gonna matter very little. Yeah, exactly. Exactly like that. You know, that first corner of the final sector, I think I just gotta admit that it's impossible for me to do. But admitting it is not a problem. The problem is, what do I do about it? That's the issue. Like, I don't mind admitting it, obviously, but what do I do about it? Well, actually, I might not need to do anything about that. Nice. Okay. I somehow managed to overtake after that. I was not expecting that. Yeah, I guess I had a little bit of room in one of the corners. That's nice. Okay, so next one is gonna be against God Hands. I wouldn't call that lag behind. Oh, yeah, by the way, that's why they call him the God Hand, because he can steer only with one hand, and with the other one he has the hand on the gearbox, well, on the shift box. Yeah.
君はなかなかいい顔してるな。君は女にモテるだろう。俺も若い頃は女にモテモテだった。
This was a dialogue that he had with Keisuke.
俺みたいに中年になると若いお姉ちゃんを不憫化せるためには涙ぐましい努力が必要なんだ。まあ君にもいつか分かる時が来るだろう。
He said that to Keisuke, and Keisuke basically said, "No, I'm gay, dude." No, he didn't say that. He said, you know, I'm only interested in racing. Fuck you, something like that. Not that aggressively. I'm still surprised that this guy comes later, but we will see how it is. He's using my favorite car, by the way, the R34. That car is gorgeous. But yeah, doesn't matter how gorgeous it is, I gotta win. the question is, if he overtakes, will I have any chance to overtake back? Well, I say if he overtakes it, he already did it, but I mean, in other attempts. I mean, ideally it's a similar race to the previous one where the idea is that you mostly keep consistency to win, but I don't know. I don't know how it could possibly be. Yeah, something tells me you are intended to not let him overtake. You can already tell that that advantage is crazy. They didn't particularly do any of that slow enough, and he already has that insane of an advantage. So this could be a problem. Hey, maybe he will slow down a lot on the final sectors. That's the final cope I can have, essentially. Entonces this is supposed to be the opposite of the previous race. The hardest corners are at the beginning. In a way that's good, because if you mess up there, you could simply let the time run out to retry, but I don't know. For what I'm seeing, the advantage essentially, like this seems pretty similar to the Bunta race. If you let him overtake, you lost. Then this could be very hard. I mean, today is Friday, so it doesn't matter if I stream for a long time, but it also means that but I wouldn't say our reputation. Like, you only save your reputation. Yeah, problem is that I could probably say the same thing. Like, we'll race until I get tired. I mean, I hope not, because ideally I will beat you in not that many attempts, but yeah, something tells me that this one will take a while indeed. Remember that the hardest corners are at the beginning. That is a very hard corner. Essentially here we could very easily brake before the checkpoint. It's that it feels a little bit weird to do that before the very first checkpoints that you are not even trying at all, but I think that the previous attempt was a pretty clear display that it doesn't matter how you do the rest, you're not gonna catch up. But not to mention that I did that corner pretty badly already, so I think I will have to brake before the next checkpoint to retry. Okay, at this point you're pretty much out of the race. So when is the next checkpoint coming? I'm assuming on this straight, yeah, right there, you can see it. So here Wait, hold up. I need you to brake. The funny thing about this game is that technically driving up against a wall doesn't slow you down. Like you keep up the speed, so the moment you steer to get out of the wall, all that speed that you have built up is still gonna be there, which means that the only way to effectively slow down is to go face first against the wall and stay there. It's more of the physics being quite special, to say the least. Very special, without a doubt. I don't think they were very good corners, but would have been a lot worse. Okay, that one, I think that I did it pretty nicely, but it still cut some time there. He didn't overtake at least, but it ain't over yet. The third sector, or well, rather the second sector here, has some, yeah, like this corner here that is super fucked up, as you can see. As you can easily see, yeah, that section of corners is out of this world, how messed up it is. I think that this will have to be yet again another reset. I think that unless well, actually, here considering that I'm relatively close to him, I kinda wanna try going further, but I don't think it's gonna make a difference. I think that if you're not ahead by the time you hit this checkpoint, you lost. But hey, let me see, because at least by having confirmation, we are not gonna feel guilty about resetting under these circumstances, you know. Okay, the best thing we can do is confirm how futile it is. Well, he's pretty close, all things considered. But will I have enough room to overtake, even if I have the speed? That's the question, do I have the room? Wow, that was also a very good corner from me. I wouldn't say that it's futile to try, but I don't know, I feel like I did the corners relatively well and it still was not enough, so I feel that if you are not on the lead before the second checkpoint, you probably should retry. Well, I don't mind. Doesn't seem like, I mean, you have to drive well. Doesn't seem like it requires a miracle or anything like that. It's just that, yeah, drive well also implies making no mistakes. So, definitely doable, but hard to do. Tires are squealing so much in these corners. Wow, I'm surprised he didn't overtake there. I took those corners very badly. I guess he didn't have the room to overtake. It's in this sequence of corners that it's very hard to keep him at bay. I mean, simply because the sequence of corners is hard. It has nothing to do with him in particular, it's just a very hard sequence of corners. So should I still brake here? Yeah, I think I will. I think unless I can have the lead there, it's probably better to brake to get a reset. I firmly believe that. I also am surprised that some games, when the distance between the two of you is so big, you automatically lose. I don't remember if it happened in the previous initial games, but essentially at some point it's like the game decides, yeah, you're not winning no matter what you try to do, so don't bother, right? I did those corners well this time. This is the one that is fucked up. I mean, essentially those two, that sequence of two corners is messed up, but that got nothing on the sequence of corners that comes here. This one is just very messed up. Well, I was able to keep him behind me for now. Yeah, essentially that sequence of corners requires you to already know what to expect. Basically in one of the corners you kinda have to do what the show calls the Kansei drift, like the inertia drift. Like essentially drifting on one side and then the moment that you end the drift, you immediately drift to the other one. You use the inertia of one drift to initiate the next one. If you don't do that, you're not getting past that part fast enough to keep this guy behind. Now the issue is that even though these sectors, like sector 3 and 4, are way easier than the first two, the issue is that you still cannot make mistakes. Regardless of how much easier they are, you still need almost perfect driving, so as much as this looks like an absolute victory right now, it's not over till it's over. Okay, I did that corner pretty well, and that's a hard corner, so that's nice. Okay, this one's could be annoying to do. Yeah. Okay, that's... I mean, I need to block here, but... Oof. Okay, at the end, that was clearly a mistake. When he managed to reach me, I made a mistake, but I managed to block him. Alright. So, yeah, the $1 million question is, now what? Is Bunta time or is what time? Yeah, you beat your ass. How do you know my age?
だけど爽快だったよ。こんなのは久しぶりだ。何もかも忘れてステアリングと格闘していたからな。僕だけじゃもったいないドライバー。
Oh damn, he's getting possessed.
じゃあな。
Huh.
本当に楽しかった。
Damn, I guess all that aura wasn't just for show. A demon is inside of this guy. Nah, it's fine, don't worry about it. So, now what, really? Like, that's the question. KT... Oh, this is Keisuke. Wait, it says 1 year later? Or what does that say? Huh. I wonder if we're gonna have like a whole new sequence of races and that it's not even close to the end.
いい感じだ。すごく馬力があるよ。これならどんな相手でも怖くねえぜ。ガンガンコーナ
So
ーで
if that's the case, we might need to leave this for tomorrow, after all.
お前はやったもんだぜ。お前とはもう一度やり合わなきゃならないと思ってたんだ。
Only one more time? Actually, now that I think about it, what most likely is gonna happen here is that the last two opponents are Keisuke and Takumi, because here they are supposed to be part of the Project D team. So theoretically the hardest two opponents. Yeah, it says it right there. So everyone is gonna have an aura here, huh? By the way, what track is this supposed to be? Is it the same one? Yeah, it is the same one. Well, okay. Sure. Well, if these two are the last opponents, I could also try today, but I have no clue how hard this is gonna be. Like, it could be pretty easy, it could be not easy, I don't know. The issue of leaving it for tomorrow is that I feel that today I was able to dominate this track quite well. I kinda don't want to lose that. But yeah, maybe I'm also getting too cocky and in reality I'm gonna get my ass kicked. But he already overtook me. If this is like the previous races, there is no chance of me winning right now. I will assume that at this point there is no way to beat them. But look, if that's the case, I definitely will leave this for tomorrow, because this will take an eternity if I try to do it today. Well, to the point that I even have to wonder myself if tomorrow will even be enough to beat this guy. Because if it is like this, that you cannot let him overtake, it could potentially be a difficulty close to Bunta. So that will be a problem. Well, not to mention, look at the time left. Like, you can barely make it to the checkpoints here. You really don't have too many choices. There is something that I do want to check before ending the stream is where these races are. I'm assuming that they should be selectable without issue. Would be fucked up if they weren't, though. It could be the case, you know. I hope it's not the case. This race, doing this today will be a horrible idea. See, in fact, I think I'm not even gonna make it to the end. Okay, I did make it to the end. But, yeah, this will require some next level try-harding that I'm not gonna do today. But I will try it tomorrow and see how it goes. No, I understand, don't worry. Yeah, no shit. I think I wouldn't know that at this point. So, if I put continue, says game over. Pretty funny. Oh, he tries to make me not feel bad, right? Yeah, okay. He's like, no wait, hold up. Like, we need more coins. Don't feel that bad. Alright. But no, here what I want to check is how do you re-race this? Oh, we have a loading bar, a progress bar. Wasn't expecting that. Hey, what are we accessing here? Because technically when we put no to continue, I will assume... Oh, maybe it's saving the progress? Weird that it didn't save it before, but... Like here if you put no, it should basically just give you the card and you go on your way, right? So, a little bit scared of what's gonna come after this. But hey, the progress bar is almost full. Right? Yeah, please take it. Don't worry, I'm gonna take it. But, well, there is the game over. But aside from that, I do want to check. Let me input the license. I want to see how to rematch these things. That's what I wanna see. Like, there are probably just two options that you have, and that's it. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, there is no installed part, so maybe that's something that you cannot do unless you register this somewhere. Doesn't seem like you have any other option. But Tsukuba is the last one. Oh, and Keisuke seems to be the last opponent, but something tells me that this is probably like like you unlock it after beating everyone. So he's the last opponent, but he doesn't show up otherwise. Alright, well, since I selected it, I'm gonna do one more attempt. Wait, this is a new dialogue? I think it is. Or maybe I'm dumb and I have no memory. What do you think I want? No, I came here to wish you a Merry Christmas, dude. Okay. So he acknowledged that he already won. Okay, alright. Alright, even faster, let's try. But yeah, I'm not winning this most likely, but yeah, this will be something that has to be left for some other time. So now it makes me think that perhaps it might not be another race after this one. Well, aside from Bunta, I don't know. Hard to tell if you can race Takumi. Logically, you will think that you will. I mean, if the whole point of this race is this guy showing off the progress of Project D, that has to mean that Takumi has to be the next one. That's something that, I mean, before worrying about that, I should probably worry about beating this guy. And we can worry about Takumi, Bunta, and, you know, calling McBride too, you know. Can worry about those guys later. But first, Keisuke has to be the priority. I wouldn't be surprised if this will take the entire net stream worth of tryharding. As long as I am able to keep him behind me, I should be able to win, but that's obviously, yeah, no shit. Right? It's like saying, yeah, you're playing a fighting game and you say, yeah, as long as I am able to get my opponent's health to 0, I'm gonna win, yeah. Good shit. Nice deduction skills. What I'm trying to say is that I do think that winning this race is doable, but it will take a long time, so dedicating tomorrow's stream to fully tryharding this, I think, is what I should do. And I obviously don't promise being able to win, but I'll try my best. Well, it's kind of the same thing as I did in initial this special stage, that I tried the Bunta race for quite a while. Well, I did beat the story mode one, but couldn't beat the arcade one. But I did try for quite a long time, so that's my idea with this one. I should try the most I can. And if after a whole stream I cannot beat it, well, I guess it should be, you know, I should accept defeat. That reminds me, I wonder if there's even a difficulty setting in this arcade machine, or if it's a unique difficulty and you're gonna get your ass kicked no matter what you do. Something tells me that it's the later, but hard to tell. I didn't bother entering the BIOS of this machine, so I don't know. But yeah. This is yet again another dialogue as well, right? It seems. Interesting how many dialogues they have depending on the circumstance. He's saying all these different dialogues simply to not make you feel too bad about you getting your ass absolutely destroyed by him. Yeah, you know it's not over yet. You know, I know. Oh wait, the customizing shop? Well, weird that this showed up now and not before. Well, it says now loading. Oh, I can actually buy something. I mean, apparently it increases, like, for what it says, it might affect gameplay. I don't know. Wait, did I buy it? Oh, you have to go one by one, I guess. You cannot buy the final upgrade, so you have to buy everything. Well, I'm not interested in that. It will be part of tomorrow's adventure to see how much those upgrades might help winning or not. But yeah, that will be it for me for today. So thanks everyone a lot for watching, and I'll be seeing you on the next stream. So have a good one and take care.